Hello, welcome back to another, what shall we call it? Another video of doing the course for the real estate license. Let me open up my book here and let's get straight into Unit 3, which is a pretty fun unit. Um, Talks about encumbrances on real property. So these are going to be all of our um, terms. There's quite a bit here, but it's okay. We have learning objective, right? So we want to be able to identify the different type of encumbrances on real property and different types of liens, easements, and enroaches. And if we go to encumbrances, real estate, you can see that an encumbrance is a claim made against a property by someone other than the title holder. Okay, let's go straight into encumbrance. So, there's no such thing as a perfect title to land. Nevertheless, titles should be marketable and insurable. Insurable. Marketable title does not assume the absence of defects, but rather suggests that prudent, educated buyers would nevertheless accept it. Real property title will have certain flaws or impediments. Such flaws, such as claims, charges, liabilities that attach to and are binding on real estate, are called encumbrances. An encumbrance is anything that affects the title to real estate. It is a right or interest held by a party who is not the fee owner of the property. An encumbrance may affect the value or obstruct the use of the property, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's preventing a transfer of title. Tax liens and deed restrictions, for example, are common encumbrances that do not prevent a transfer of title. So let's write this down. Is anything that affects title to real estate. A non possessory charge against a property that provides security for a debt or an obligation of the property owner is a lien. If the obligation is not repaid, then the lien. I don't understand this quite fully. Let's go into chat to try to get this explained. Explain this in lame some terms. I spelled lame some. Okay. So a lien is a legal claim on someone's property to ensure that they pay a debt or obligation. If the person doesn't obtain it, the person holding the lien can force the sale of a property to get their money back. So you have two types, specific and general. Okay. Hold on. So if the person doesn't pay back, the one holding the lien can force the sale, right? So we have the two types of the liens that we have, and we have specific and general. So specific liens are going to be including voluntary and involuntary. So you have involuntary or voluntary will include that this was created by the property owner's actions, like when you take a mortgage loan to buy a house. Involuntary might be like real estate taxes, or if you don't pay for work done on the property, right? Involuntary general liens are going to apply to all of the person's properties, both real and personal. So, personal property taxes, state or federal taxes, or court judgments. Okay. Like that. It's a good explanation. I like these explanations better from ChatGPT because it explains very, very long um, things in a very simple manner to where I will still read this, right? But once I get confused, that will go away. So now we talk about encumbrances on real property continued. So specific lien is secured by a specific parcel of property and only affects that particular property. Examples would be mortgage, deed, trust liens, real property, mechanic liens. So in general, mortgage, deed, or trust lien is a voluntary specific lien on a property given to by a lender, by a borrower, as security for a real estate loan. It becomes a lien on real property when the lender records the mortgage deed uh, or trust in the office of the Register of Deeds in the county where the property is located. Mortgage and deed of trust liens are the most common form of lien or encumbrance, and they're going to be discussed in detail in Unit 14. So now that we have those are the voluntary ones, now we can go into involuntary. So property tax, right? Special assessment lien. So if a property owner fails to pay the tax levied by the city or county on the property, the unpaid tax becomes a specific lien, specifically a specific involuntary lien on that property, and the lien attaches to the property on the date that the property is listed. Um, and a superior lien takes priority over all other liens. As a superior lien, it takes priority, right? So real property is taxed on an ad valorem basis, which means according to value. In addition to that, I can't believe it. I'm auditory learner. Mechanics lien, right? Sorry. In addition to the ad valorem real estate taxes, so special assessment taxes may be levied against real property. The purpose of these taxes is to pay for an improvement that has benefited the taxed property, such as street paving or installation of a sewer. Um, they're valid for 10 years and have priority over other types of liens. You have a mechanics lien. These are going to be like if someone does work on the house and they haven't paid the contractor who's done the work. To be entitled to mechanic lien, the person who did the work must have had a contract that authorized or the owner's authorized representative. A person claiming a mechanics lien must file the lien claim within 120 days after last furnishing the labor of or materials. The lien takes effect from the date that the person furnished the labor materials. Action to enforce a properly filed mechanics lien must be brought within 180 days of the last furnished labor material. Major changes were made to the mechanics lien in 2013. A property owner who applies for a building permit total with the total improvements of 30,000 must designate an approved lien agent. This includes all private, residential, and commercial construction projects, except improvement to owner-occupied single-family detached property, even if the project exceeds 30 grand. Any mechanic lien receives filed that receives special priority in order to protect the contractors. Any potential lien claimant must serve notice to the lien agent within 15 days of beginning work, or lose the lien priority afforded. Mechanic lien projects closing under 30 grand are exempt from requirement of a lien agent designation. A property owner hired pool company, started work on February 2022, and it was completed on March 1st, 2022. And the property owner refused to pay the pool company. Pool company must file a claim by July 1st. The effective date of the lien would start February 1st. So July 1st is when they need to. And then the action to enforce the property must be brought September 1st, right? So pool bill February, finished March. And then the lien is affected from the start date to the end, the record date, which is going to be later. So if this, they built it, the pool completed it. Pool must file the lien within 120 days, and the pool has 180 days after completion to do anything. So basically, on this day, right, that they finished it, they have 120 days to file, and then from the day of completion, they have 180 days to enforce the lien. It's really neat. It's really cool. I like it. Yeah, me gusta. Oh, dang. I'm kind of running through this, huh? Okay, cool. Sorry. I mean, it's just what it is, you know? We still got property taxation, math concepts, and a good review. So we still got quite a bit. Do not worry. We got a lot. I'm trying now to do like a unit a week because I will have 21 weeks. 21 divided by 4 is. Oh, wait, sorry. 21 divided by. Well, I have 6 months, right? Which is 24 weeks. And I got this in July, so half a month ago. It's already been 2 weeks. And, or 3 weeks or whatever. And so I need to finish Unit 3 by the end of this week. And then Unit 4 next week and the week after. So basically, look, so Unit 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So if I do a unit a week, I can finish by January and then take the exam January or like near the end of December for reviewing. I'll use like a week to review pretty much everything. I'll do like I don't know, I'll just take a week to review as much as I can, or I'll push the exam as far as I can. So just gotta make sure I finish Unit 3 this week. We're already almost done with this week. I've just still have 2 or 3 more days to finish it. So if I finish a little bit today and then a little bit tomorrow, I can finish Unit 3. The math concept shouldn't be too bad. property taxation. We'll finish encumbrances. Hopefully, maybe we can finish encumbrances today. I want to really just do this for another like 20 minutes. We've done quite a bit in 20 minutes, so we could do it again. So we have general liens, right? And I'm going to continue to do this whole asking chat to explain some things for me because I like it. So we have general liens, right? So it affects all property of a debtor, real and personal, rather than a specific parcel of real property. Um, Judgment is a decree issued by court. So is a court order that the state states a person owes money to someone else. This judgment is officially recorded, it becomes a general lien on all the debtor's property in the county. Oh, wow. It just sounds so unfair. It's kind of insane. It's like, hey, you didn't pay your taxes. We're just gonna take everything you got. Like what? But it's okay. Um, Jeez, these are insane tax laws. Pay your taxes, guys. You know, we pay our taxes, and we have been. I don't know really where the money is going, considering it's so weird that like if there is no HOA or you live in like a rural town, even though your taxes might be low, it's like what are they doing with my property tax money? Like they're not like what's so like what are they doing with it? I haven't seen an improvement on my road in forever unless it's a private developer. Like what? It's insane. But yeah, let's continue. So, effects of a lien on a title. Although fee simple estate held by a typical can be reduced in value by the lien rights of others, the owner is still free to convey title to a willing purchaser. Purchaser will, however, buy the property subject to any liens because liens run with the land. That is, they will bind successive owners if steps are not taken to clear the liens. Remember that liens are attached to the property, not the property owner. Therefore, although a purchaser who buys real estate under a delinquent lien is not responsible for the payment of the debt secured by the lien, the purchaser does face a possible loss of the property if the creditors take the court action to enforce payment of their liens. And these people do not care who or what you are. They want their money. These guys will do everything they can to take their money. So be careful, right? Priority of liens. Because property taxes and special assignments generally take priority over other liens, they're called superior liens. Therefore, if a property is sold through a court order sale to satisfy unpaid debts, outstanding real estate taxes, special assessments, and unpaid debts will be paid from the proceeds first. Remainder of proceeds will be used to pay the outstanding liens in order of the date and time they were recorded. The first liens to be recorded, the first lien to be paid. It's called pure system or determining lien priority. One exception to this rule is the mechanics lien. The priority of a mechanics lien dates back to the date the labor began or materials were first provided rather than to the date the lien was filed. Remember, real property tax and special assessments can move in front of or take priority over any other recorded liens, rather. Real property taxes are always the most superior liens. I'm gonna write recordation priority. Okay, cool. This is some boring stuff. He's alright. Um, deed restrictions are another type of encumbrance on real property. These are covenants, conditions, and restrictions, or CC and Rs. So private agreements placed in the public record that affect use of land are usually imposed by the original developer of real estate when property is sold and are included in the deed to the buyer. The deed restrictions typically would be imposed by a developer or subdivider for the purpose of maintaining specific standards in a subdivision. They would be listed in the original development plans for the subdivision filed in the public record. Deed restrictions are discussed further in Unit 6. So that stuff. Liens, pendens, litigation pending. Like, why don't they just put that? That's so funny. I'm gonna write this down. Liens, pendens. Ooh, okay. A judgment or another decree affecting real estate is rendered at the conclusion of a lawsuit. Generally, there is a considerable time lag between filing and rendering of judgment. When any suit is filed that acts. Let me play this. Um, when any suit is filed that affects title to a specific parcel of real estate such as like a foreclosure suit, the person bringing the lawsuit may file a litigation pending. When a lease pendens is filed, anyone acquiring any interest and the property takes the interest subject to any judgment or decree that the court issue. This is what wholesalers kind of take advantage of, not in a negative way. This is just what they kind of look for, because if the lender is going to file a foreclosure suit against a property owner, and they file the lease pendens against the property, and the property owner is looking to sell the property during the course of the legal action to be able to pay off whatever they need to. Um, the new purchaser would take the title right, subject to the outcome of the foreclosure. But again, that new purchaser can be a middleman who's a wholesaler who's going to sell it for a profit to someone else during the closing. Who's going to sell the contract basically. The writ of attachment. So another encumbrance is a recorded writ of attachment for a debt other than a mortgage. Creditor can request the court to issue a writ of attachment against the debtor's unsecured property by ordering a lien on the debtor's asset until the lawsuit is decided and a judgment is rendered. The unsecured real estate property remains available to satisfy the judgment once Once a judgment is recorded, writ of execution will be issued directing the county sheriffs to sell the property. This is why I love putting homes in trusts. Doesn't mean it's not subject to a lien, it doesn't just give you the right to not pay taxes, but it is very good protection. This stuff is private. I love private things. If the government is going to take anything from you or want to, make sure it's private. Easements. I love easements. So these are non-possessory rights to use the land for a particular purpose, right? It's not ownership. It's just, hey, you have given me a grant to use the property. It's like, I have given you a grant to be able to use the property. And it kind of sounds like, it sounds just really English, right? So just like an easement that is annexed to the ownership of one parcel of land and used for the benefit of another parcel of land is an easement appurtenance. It sounds just very British. For an easement appurtenance to exist, two adjacent tracts of land must be owned by different parties. The tract over which the easement runs is known as the servient tenement or estate. It could have just said estate, but it's okay. It's okay. The tract that benefits from the easement is known as a dominant tenement or estate, right? So you have this property, right? Lot A. My road goes through your land. I have easement, right? He has an appurtenant easement to cross Lot A to gain access to his property from the public road. Lot B is dominant, and Lot A is servient. So, it's pretty cool. So, if Jack and Elwood own adjacent properties in a lake resort, this is Jack, Elwood. Jack's property borders the lake, and Jack grants an easement to cross the property so that he has access to the lake. Jake's property is the servient tenement. Elwood's property is the dominant tenement. Elwood's property benefits from the easement because it now has lake access, which it did not exist before the easement was granted. So, an easement appurtenance is considered part of the both dominant and servient lands, and if either tract is conveyed to another party, the easement passes in title. In legal terms, the easement runs with the land. In North Carolina, an easement must be recorded against the purchaser of the servient estate. Party wall can be, of a building that straddles between two lots. Sorry, I'm reading this. I'm locked in right now. Commercial easements and growth, such as the ones mentioned, may last an indefinite period of time and may be assigned or conveyed because North Carolina treats an easement in gross as a personal right. Personal easements in gross are irrevocable during the owner's life and usually are not assignable. Terminate on death of a personal easement owner. Huh. Hmm. Easement by necessity. I like that, but that also, you want to be careful where the land is that you buy. When a claimant has made use of another's land for a period of time is defined by easement. So you basically use it for 20 years. License. It's a person. And for a specific purpose, such as a license for a friend to hunt. License differs from an even in that it can be terminated. Aww. Huh. Okay. Copyright. An encroachment arises when an improvement or any portion of an improvement, such as a building or fence, illegally extends beyond the land of the owner. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. I can't show this. I'll be right back when this video's over. Okay, so we finished the other stuff. I'm just gonna take a look at all this just really quick because it doesn't look like there's too much. Okay, it's not a lot. Property taxation. Okay. I'll go ahead and end the video here. Go ahead and upload this right now, and then I'll go ahead and record unit 3 second part, which is going to be property taxation. So check that out. Stay tuned for that video to come out, and yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a good day.